is that to appreciate him, to admire him, adore him, notice his accomplishments. You say, well, my husband, I don't see nothing I need to notice. But see, that's where we mess up. That's where we mess up. He don't do nothing, child.
Amen.
That's where we mess up. Your husband, listen. I tell parents this, and even my wife, we do this. Kiss myself. I tell parents this: take advantage of little things. Don't just little things that your husband would do, little things that your wife do. Take advantage of little things, and complimenting. Listen, if you want to change your husband's outlook about things, about you, about life, start complimenting him and encouraging him. Let me tell you something. His chest, Superman. You know, but you got to do that. See, you have to do that. Amen. So, mutual submission, meeting the needs. Now, verse 33 is that these are the needs. These are the ultimate needs, the two most ultimate needs that the husband and the wife needs.
Amen. Amen.
This what was happening in the garden until they yield to sin. There was godly love and godly respect in the garden. So Paul say, bring it back. All right. Now, so let's go with spiritual submission.
Amen. And spiritual submission, this type of submission deals with principle and not preference.
Yes.
In Ephesians 5:22, and we want you to stay with us right there in Ephesians 5, because that's where we're dealing with this submission here. And in Ephesians 5:22 it says, wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands as unto the Lord. So wives are to submit to their husbands as long as it is not illegal.
This is very important here.
Immoral or unethical.
Yes.
Amen. In other words, they are to submit as long as it's not illegal. That means that it's not breaking the law. It's not unlawful. That it's not immoral. That means that it does not go against your code of ethics. You know, those very things that you believe in.
Yes.
So that's being unethical. If that's unethical, if it goes against all that you believe in, or as long as it is not immoral, you know, that it is just dishonorable and it's dishonorable and it's disrespectful. So as long as it is not in these areas, then a wife is to submit. That means that you are not obligated to submit if it is sinful or violates God's principle. That's why, you know, it's a matter of principle and not preference. You know, it's based on the principles of God. So if it is not based on the principles of God, then you are not obligated to submit. In Acts 5:29, it teaches us that, you know, if the will of man is contrary to the will of God, then we ought to obey God rather than man. So we are not obligated. You know, I remember one time we had a couple, and she was, you know, they were having some challenges, and she said that, you know, her husband, you know, he wanted her to go with him to the dog track, you know, and she didn't feel comfortable, you know, going to the dog track. You know, well, you know, if it violates your code of ethics, you know, then we are not obligated to submit in those instances. If it's sinful, then the wife is not obligated to submit.
Okay, the next area of submission, we dealt with mutual, we dealt with spiritual. Now we want to deal with positional. Now this one is real. I want you to just kind of pay very close attention. This one, positional submission. This deals with rank and order. How God has got this system on earth here, how we are to get along with one another, and things are to run in the earth realm deals with rank and order. All right. This type of submission, listen now, has more to do with the position than the person. But you submit to the person because he's in the position. This type of submission has more to do with the position than the person. But you submit to the person because he or she, they're in the position. Your supervisor at work, they're in the position. You submit. Yes, no, we submit, or whatever. Now, with positional submission comes responsibilities and accountabilities. Listen, positional submission. The responsibility is responsible for his responsibilities.